we are well aware that Mexico is the biggest distributor of many of these drugs that U.S. consumers um, are using. What's the most common way that they're getting this over the border? Is it in compartments in cars? Is it through human trafficking? How have you seen that is probably the most popular or effective way that these guys are getting these drugs into the country?
All of the above, Sean. They bring it through underground tunnels. They bring it by airplanes. They smuggle it in trains. They smuggle it in ships. Not only this country, but to other countries too. All of the above. They bring it in jalapeno chili cans. You name it. They can do it. Not only that, they have the money, Sean, to bring in, like they have German engineers from other countries, like Germany, and build these great tunnels. You ought to see some of these tunnels, how sophisticated they are. They're very sophisticated with lighting and everything else underneath our border. So they bring it above us to the sky and underneath us through tunnels in our border. And right now, they don't need the tunnels. They can bring it in right through with human trafficking. They load up these illegal aliens to bring it across, unopposed by anybody at our border. The border patrol agents have a thankless job. I have a lot of respect for them, but their hands are tied. They are told to let these guys come in. A week ago, I don't know if you saw it in the news, the Lukeville, Arizona port of entry was abandoned by the Border Patrol and immigration officials. It's wide open right now. You just walk in unopposed.
You said human trafficking. Are they hiding the drugs on the people or in the people? Are they literally putting drugs in the cavities of these people crossing the borders?
Yes, they do, and they have. A lot of them are basically ordered to ingest, ounces of heroin into their bodies, and they carry them in their bellies, in their abdomens, hidden. All of the above. Any way they can get the drugs in, Sean, that you can imagine, they bring them in.
I mean, here we go again. Mexico is also the largest foreign supplier of marijuana to the United States, and that's been for some time. We can almost go in circles in this conversation. Now that marijuana is legal in so many of the states of the United States, are they even pressing these migrants and people coming over the border for carrying the marijuana? Or are they looking at them like, oh, it's legal here anyway, go ahead?
Sean, the cartels are growing their marijuana in the United States now. They are
Excuse
they are
me?
they are bringing them. Yeah, they're going in the United States now, and then basically they are selling them to cannabis and marijuana distributing outlets like here in California. Okay, there's no secret. A lot of the grows that we have here in California, they're owned by the cartels. They don't have to smuggle the marijuana in. They just grow it here and they sell it here. And another thing that they do, that's what I say, the cartels are not just in Mexico. The cartels are here. Here's what they do is they get some citizen and they say, open up a dispensary. You qualify to open it. I will finance everything and I will have you sell all my marijuana in these outlets and I will give you 10% of everything you make, but put everything in your name. But the real owner of the cartel, of the marijuana dispensary is not who's on paper legitimately registered with the state of California. They are owned by the cartels. A lot of that is going on and nobody says anything about it. That's why people end up dead all the time, is because they decided they were going to give the cartels their share of the money, and they end up being executed. The cartel violence is here also, John. It's not just in Mexico. In Mexico, it's common. The two main cartels are fighting with each other all the time. They have daily shootouts where 20, 30 people are killed in one shootout. That's going on in Mexico all the time, which is not being covered by our media, by the way. That's a war going on in Mexico by the cartels because they're trying to take control and be the number one cartel and distribute most of the drugs. And like I said, who supports these cartels? Political parties. They support the cartels. And how do they control? Like I said, they contribute a lot of money to these political campaigns, and they get their candidate in the governorship so that they could do the cartel's bidding. Here's another thing. Most of your army generals in Mexico, they're working for one cartel or the other. So therefore, let's say you're the president of Mexico and you decide to be honest and clean, you won't last long. They'll do a coup on you and throw you out. So therefore, you kind of look the other way and let the cartels do what they want because they have these army generals in their pocket. How many generals have we arrested over here? I forget the first name of this one last general we arrested, Cienfuegos, and the Mexican government basically complained that we arrested him and said that he should be turned back to Mexico where they could try him. They released him to the Mexican government and they received him like a hero over there and was never tried. So therefore, what you have, the cartels running the Mexican government. The Mexican army. They have the generals in their pockets. So who's going to go and oppose the cartels? That's how bad it's gotten.
In your opinion, is there any way to fix this problem? It almost seems like an entire country is being financed by drug money. How can you even hope to fix this problem from within if everybody to your right and to your left, their income is being subsidized by the cartels? It feels like a losing battle to begin with.
Sean, when you peel the onion and you get to the root, the cause, it's one word. I can describe it in one word: corruption. First of all, you have to do away with the corruption, not only in the Mexican government, but in our government. We also suffer from corruption over here. That is where you have to go first. And it is said now, as you stated, and we've heard it all over the news, that if the Mexican drug cartels are officially declared terrorist organizations, then if we have an uncooperative government, foreign government, or president that doesn't want to cooperate with the U.S., then the U.S., to save its own citizens, can go in and do war with these cartels. And let me tell you, I don't think the cartels will last 1 week fighting against our military and especially our SEALs. They're not that well trained.